Hey friends, Alan Lee here with Honestly Handyman Services, and today I'm going to be replacing a gate. First step in replacing a gate is obviously removing the old one and disposing of it. Once I got that out of the way, it's time to measure the opening for the new wood that I'm going to be putting in, and then assembling all the tools that I'm going to be needing for this project. I'm going to be needing a few different saws, obviously some wood. So today I am rebuilding a gate. I only have about an hour and a half to do it, so I gotta get on that. But first I need to install this new blade on my saw. A little while ago I was running this saw, using it to help rebuild homes, and knocked off a couple of teeth. I cut right into a piece of wood that had some nails in it. It was a used piece of wood, so I should have never done it. Wasn't thinking, so gotta replace it with this guy. I have a video on how to replace this miter saw blade if you are interested in that. But now that we got that out of the way, let's get this job started. So first off, I took some measurements and I am cutting my boards for my gate frame. Right now I'm cutting the long pieces, just making sure that I have them cut to the correct size. And once I get the first one cut, I'm going to make sure that that fits in the gate opening. And then I believe on this project I had to go back and just cut it a smidge shorter, just so it fit perfectly. And then once you get those pieces cut correctly, those are just the width pieces are really the ones that matter, and then your height pieces can be whatever you want it to be inside the gate frame. So just going ahead to assemble those pieces, long pieces and short pieces. I usually label them as I go. Obviously, you only need two short pieces, which would be the width, and two long pieces, which would be the height. And then once you get those all cut, lay them out and mark them. And then once you get those all cut, now I'm cutting the short pieces, which will be bracing for the gate frame. Now I particularly like to install these braces. I've seen some people that don't install these braces, but I do, because I feel like it's going to make the gate last a whole lot longer and it will never sag. Once you get all your wood pieces cut, you're going to want to lay them out. And for this, it's advised to put it on a flat surface. So usually, if they got a nice deck or if they got a nice smooth garage floor, I will assemble this there, because it's a lot easier when you do it on a flat surface for sure. Basically, you're just adjoining all four corners with 2 screws each, and that is really all there is to the main frame. Alright, these are the screws I'm using to fasten this guy together. And as you see, I got my main frame all built there. Then I'm just going to put some crossbar pieces in there. This is kind of where some people say I do overkill on my gates, but I feel like it's better to overkill than have it fall apart. And once you got the main frame all assembled, now it's time to put in your cross pieces. This is really what gives your gate the strength and rigidity that will make it last for many years to come. And again, I'm installing those with 2 screws on each side as well. And then taking the gate to make sure that it fits in, and installing the hinges on the gate. I usually use something that's laying around, either a 5-gallon bucket, or in this case I used just a pot to hold up the gate at the correct height. It's really whatever height you want it to be at, just as long as it's somewhat off the ground. And a pot seemed to be the correct height for what I was needing. Now this mounting piece here just had some issues, so I decided to tear it apart to see what I could do, and I just tightened the 2 screws that were holding it onto the foundation, or onto the house. They just got a toggle bolt basically, and it just had worked loose. So go ahead and tighten that up, and then I'm going to install a new piece of 2x4 just because that piece of 2x4 didn't look too good. So just put another piece of 2x4 over that one just to give it something to mount my gate latch to. Alright, I'm ready to start laying my pickets on there. And I put a 2x4 down there just for a gap, and then I'm going to measure from the 2x4 up to the top of that, and then make a straight line there. So I can just lay them right on that 2. I learned this trick from an old framer friend. When you're cutting a lot of boards the same length, it's best to stack them, make sure they are even, and then just mark one and cut through, and then on the last one that it just barely cuts through, it'll leave you a mark with the saw, and you just continue to move those 2, cut your next ones, move those 2, cut your next ones. It makes cutting multiple boards very easy. Then bringing my boards out, going to start assembling them on the gate here shortly. And just assembling them on the gate with 1.25" screws, the same kind of Torx head screws that I had used, that I showed earlier, that were the 3-inch, but these are only 1.25" screws. I really like these Torx headed screws. Love them way better than Phillips screws, and yeah, just love them. They've never caused me any problems, so I just continue to use them. I buy them by the bucket. And then for the last board, I needed to rip it. I could have got my table saw out for this, but it was just one board, so I just decided to do it with my circular saw. And then installing that last board now, and that'll complete it. There needs to be one more ripped board over on the side, and then I need to install my gate latch, which is pretty simple. Usually I like installing the receiver first, and then the little catch handle second. Make sure that it's riding in there smoothly. And then last but not least, just go back and put in my second screw in every board. When I first put the boards up, I only put them with 1 screw, just in case I need to move them at all. But then I go back at the end. All done with the gate here. Here's the back side of it. Let's close it. And I was wondering why this is flush, and then it comes down there, and it's because this post right here is completely not plumb. It's leaning this way, so that's causing the whole fence to lean towards us, causing the gate to lean towards us. But works perfect. Well, I'm all done with this gate. Took me about a total of 1 hour and 15 minutes or so. I got here about 3 and it's about 4:15 right now. Just got to clean up. Out of all the things building, I really love building gates. I just love how this looks, this style. Some people have said that I kind of overbuild these things, but I don't think so. I personally think that all this support is just all the better. Never had one of my gates fail on me, but I would love to hear how you guys build gates. What kind of style you use, if you guys use this style, or if you guys use a different style. I always love improving my techniques. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. There's new videos coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great day.